I'm going to turn it over to Jamie, and Colleen is right there with him to give him support, and we're going to have a great time. It's always really relaxing, and we always feel that we're getting good positive energy when we do these activities that are creative. So over to you, Jamie.
Perfect, thank you. And if there are any questions coming through the chat forum, do you mind just asking or stating them to me while I'm drawing? The computer's just over on the side, and I'm just going to sketch over on my left-hand side over here. So I'm going to change the webcam. So hi, everyone. My name's Leduk, and I'm a teacher. I teach a lot of digital art, and I teach animation, and I've been doing that for a long time, almost 20 years now. And I have a whole bunch of former students who were interested in art. And so some of my former students, I don't know if you guys, I'm just going to flip the camera here. 1 second.
We lost you a little bit, Jamie.
Oh, are you able to see my camera now?
Yeah.
Can you see my hand?
Yep.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys know this character here.
Who's that, guys?
Who's this guy? So this is Olaf, and one of my former students is the supervising animator at Disney Studios, and his main role over the last 4 or 5 years has been animating and supervising the creation and animation of Olaf in Frozen 2. And then I also have other former students who are working in tons of different studios, working on fantastic films, and from visual effects to classical animation to 2D animation. And what I'd like to do with you guys today is I'd like to walk you through how to draw a seal-like cartoon character. I'm going to give you some steps that you can follow. I did some practice this morning, so I was doing a whole bunch of different types of shots and different types of circles. Circles are really important to create a cute and friendly character. It's a very lovable type of shape, very joyous type of character. And if you think of most of your favorite cartoon characters, if they have circles in them, they tend to be a very fun-loving character. So what I'd like you to do, I just want to make sure this is all set up. So I've just marked this down so that I know exactly what's in the camera, and I'm hoping that it won't go out of focus too often. What I'd like you to do is over on the side of your paper, and it doesn't matter if it's a small sheet of paper like this or a large sheet of paper, I just want you to draw some circles over on the side. And when you're drawing circles, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not drawing with my wrist. I'm actually drawing from my shoulder, and I'm moving the pencil around. And just to do a nice little warm-up activity, I'd like you to draw circles, and I'm just going to take a marker so it stands out more. All right, and just draw a bunch of circles. Just loosen up. We're just doing this over on the side. It's really important that you do start with a warm-up activity. Can you still hear me all right?
All good. I think we're warming up.
All good? Okay, yeah. So just keep on drawing some circles over on the side, because this character will be created mostly with circles. All right, and we're just going to draw a whole bunch of circles. Because the biggest obstacle for people when they're drawing is taking your pencil or your marker and putting it on the paper and actually drawing a character and fearing that you can't do it, because you can do it. So we're just going to Keep on just drawing some circles, just like that. I'm going to switch over to a pencil. Let's see how that, let's see, is that going to come into focus again? I'm sorry that this is, there we go. That, can you see that shape? Yeah, I think that's good. All right, so we're going to begin by drawing a big circle.
You might want to wiggle your hand again, Jamie, because it's doing something funky with
Okay, there. Oh, you know what? It's the light. I'm going to turn this light back on, and then there we go. It's just a lack of light. All right, so I'd like you to have a big circle on your sheet of paper. And if you're using a sheet of paper around this size, circle's going to be around that big. And this is going to be the head of our seal. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my pencil and I'm just going to draw a very faint line. And I'm going to divide that circle into almost a third. So there's going to be a line going across, just like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a facial grid. I'm going to draw a line down the middle, just like that. Are you able to see that cross right here? And this is where basically our cheeks are going to be set up and our eyes are going to be above. So this is our eye line, and this is the center of the seal's face.
James, it looks like some of the kids can only see the. It might be a little bit too faint for them.
Okay, I'm gonna make it a little bit dark.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try using blue. See if that stands out. I'm just gonna go around. How's that?
Is that better, guys? Looks better to me.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna stick with blue. That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Stands better. When you're drawing this at home, don't go as dark as I'm doing this. You just need a very faint line. And then I'm just going to switch to my darker color here, and I'm going to draw a nose. And to do the nose, it's basically going to be roughly that length, right? So from point to point, I'm going to connect those points just like that. So I have an oval. And I'm just going to put an angled line across it like that. That's just basically going to give us some shading. Just going to color this in. Okay. Everyone doing all right so far? The next thing we're going to do is we're going to move down the center line. And I'm just going to put a little mark right there. And that's where our mouth of the seal is going to be. Now, there's a whole bunch of different types of mouths that you can design. Let's just start off with a very basic one. And I'm just going to make a nice little arc going on both sides of the face. Is this a good pace?
This is perfect, Jamie. Thank you so much. We're doing well over here.
Okay, perfect. Now let's create the rest of the mouth area, and I'm just going to draw a line that just goes on top of the nose like that. And then it's going to follow the sides of that blue intersecting line. This is going to create the cheek area. Actually, it looks like it could be even Mickey Mouse right there. That's all right. One thing we know about animated characters, if they are a lovable type of character, they have really big eyes. So I'm just going to do some examples of eyes over here, right? So when you have eyes that are really wide open, right, they're just a bunch of circles. Drawing cartoon characters is just by you just drawing circles over, and then more circles and more circles, and then the eyebrows really come into helping tell the
I
character.
really like how you're drawing stuff on the side to practice first. That's a really, yeah, that's great.
It's really good to actually be able to do that. Like I think it's really important so that you can, like, I'll sketch out some different ideas over on the side, or do some sketching of what the eyes look like up here. Like if the character's eyes are closed, if they should be roughly the same distance across, right? And then you're just going to close the eyes. And then it's all about the eyebrows. The eyebrows really sell the emotion of the characters. All right, so we're going to make big eyes here. And for the eyes of the character, the easiest way to do this for the first time so you get the exact eye height, just put a little marker here and a marker on the other side. That's where the bottom of the eye is going to hit. And then we're going to make these eyes nice and large. So I'm just going to set another marker on either side. So that's basically going to be the height of both eyes. And we're going to draw big egg-like shape. Okay, if you make mistakes, art's all about making mistakes and loving what happens with it, because you never know what's going to happen when you make a mistake. For example, this one doesn't look like an egg, so I'm just going to make it a little bit thicker line on the side over here. Now let's give this character nice big eyes. Another little egg-like shape in here. And I'm going to draw a little triangle inside. And I'm going to use my marker, color in. Draw another circle around the pupil. Just going to add some little lines in here. Do the same on the other side. Little triangle. How are we doing?
I will maybe give them a little bit of time to get
Okay.
caught up. But
Yeah.
once called when you do that little bit of light in the eye with the triangle? Is there a special word for that?
There might be a special word, but I just like putting a little triangle in there just to get a little bit of like light reflecting in the eye.
Because I know in photography it's called catch light.
Okay. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure. I can look into it. It's just I always think of it just like it is catching the light, right? So it's as if the light's coming from. It'd probably be coming from here, right? Coming down. It just adds a little bit of light into the eye. Not used to working with markers. This is kind of fun. So while I'm waiting, move to the next step. I'm just going to some of my lines here. If you can tell me when you think we're ready to move to the next step. How's everyone doing?
Does everybody want to post in the chat? Let
Yeah.
everybody know how you're doing, just so we know we're not going too fast for you.
Somebody says they're ready. Okay. Let's add the eyebrow. So I'm just going to add a little eyebrow over top each eye. And it's going to be very big, just a little arc right above each eye. Just reinforces that this seal is very cute and lovable. And I'm going to add a line up here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually extend the size of the head a little bit. I'm going to make it a little bit rounder. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you. I'm going to set up a little, I always like setting up these little markers along this blue guide for us. Is this line is going to come around and up. This one's going to come down. That. So I'm making the seal's head a little bit bigger. I'm not going to connect it along the bottom. If you want, you can just use these little light circles on the top of its head. Now, will I be able to have an opportunity to see their work? Are they able to post their work in the chat?
They will be able to share their work with you after. They can share their work on the website. But if there's anybody who particularly would really love to share your work with Jamie now, live, just let me know in the chat and I will make you a panelist and you'll be able to share your screen.
That sounds good. Sounds very nice. I'd love to see what you're working on. So the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to add some whiskers. Basically, we need to have, let's set up 3 little spots where the whiskers are going to begin. Off like that.
So normally if you were working in pencil, you would be doing this so you, at the end, you would go and erase those lines, right?
That's correct, yeah. Yeah. And there's also another technique where you can use, like I like to use starting with light blue and then adding color over top, but you can use browns and red together, and that creates a really cool different tone. I can actually, I'll go grab an art piece that I did of Grumpy. They were doing a live feed of a Disney animator called Michael Woodside. And he was drawing Grumpy one day, and he's just using reds and browns, and they came out really nice.
Now, Josh H. said he would like to share his work. So, Josh, I've made you a panelist. All you have to do is enable your camera, and then I'll make you let you be able to show your work if you'd like to.
I don't have a camera. I don't have a camera.
Oh, okay, buddy. You know what? Just send us a picture. I'll send you instructions.
Okay.
No, I can do it on something else.
That's cool. You're innovative.
I can like go on my iPad or something.
Sure.
And I'm trying to make it work.
Gotta love that.
All right, the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a little neck to this character, and I'm going to look where the mouth ends here. I'm just going to bring my marker down here. I'm going to add a little line. That. And I'm going to add the back of the seal. I think the seal needs to look a little bit happier than he is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually add a mouth here. I'm going to go to where I have the mouth, set up here. I'm going to add an upside down arc, a little line underneath, just like that. Tongue. I'm going to add the other side of the body here. I'm going to follow this little line here down. Add a nice curve, a nice arc again. This is going to be our body of the seal. How are we doing so far? Is it a good speed?
Yeah, it's good. Sigrid had a question.
Yes.
Is that on her page, she's running out of space.
Okay.
Have a strategy when you're planning to do a drawing of figuring out space on your page?
Yeah, so it's kind of tough, right? Because when you have a small sheet of paper, if you know that you want to do a full drawing of a character, you sort of have to rough it out ahead of time. And the great thing about art is you didn't do anything wrong. It's just it's a matter of learning for the next time, right? So if I wanted to do a full character rather than doing a gigantic head like this, because this will only allow me to draw a body of a seal that sort of comes off. So it's sort of like a mid shot. Okay, so if I draw this just quickly here. right? So if I wanted to give myself a little bit more space, what I'd have to do is reposition and resize everything. So that would be the size of my head. And then I just plan, there's the neck, there's the body. And I'd give you roughly the size of an 8x11. And you'll notice that I don't have enough space down here to finish, and that's perfectly fine. You could just think of maybe you have maybe this is a camera and it says record over on the side. I don't know, is that backwards actually? Like my camera is mirrored.
No, it automatically switches for you. Yeah.
Perfect. So maybe it's somebody out in nature recording the seal.
I have one to show you, Jamie. Someone just Facebook messaged me their picture. This is Carol.
Oh, perfect.
Can you see that?
Am I able? Let me see if I can. Can I make her screen bigger?
Oh, I can. Let me make my screen bigger.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Oh, that looks awesome.
Doesn't it look awesome?
That's fabulous.
Yeah, I'll show you mine too. I'm not done because I was busy moderating a chat, but there's.
Oh, that looks great.
Mine started. Can we show yours up? I think, can we show him so we can give you some feedback? No, he's not too happy.
And Josh is in with his iPad.
It's so cute. They look fantastic. Fantastic.
There he is.
So
Hey, Josh, I made you the host.
Pardon me?
I just made Josh the host. He can share his work and enable his camera if you'd like.
Hi, Josh.
There we go. This is nice. Everybody's sharing their work. I like this. I think Colleen wanted this for her sessions too. Okay. We can see your head, Josh.
Oh.
Oh,
That's looking great. Look at those nice big eyes. That looks fantastic, Josh.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for sharing.
Mostly I just do stick guys.
All right. Let's add a couple fins here. So I don't know if you can still see. You can still see this on the bottom. So I'm just going to make a shape that sort of looks like, almost like the edge of a hanger, like that. Maybe one fin over here. I'm just going to add a little bit of hatching in here to give it a little bit of tone. And then on the other side, I have the belly of the seal. I have the shape coming down. And I'm going to go really thick down here. And I'm just going to go one little circle, almost like a backwards J. And another one. And another one. This is the other fin. And up.
just a little tip too, if you're on a computer, you can push Control-Shift-Q and that will remove the icons at the bottom of your screen so you can see the bottom of the drawing.
I can even do this. There. That may help.
I suspect that will.
There we go. have tail back here. I'm just going to continue these little hatch lines all the way down. I think that comes out quite nicely over the camera of the computer.
Yeah, it looks great.
These little lines just add to the softness and curve of the seal. Right. I'm just going over my lines. The great thing about these little, while you guys are drawing, I'm just going to show you why that face grid is so important. So every face starts with a circle shape, right? So if your eye line, if the animal's looking directly at you, you want to set the center point right down the middle. But if you want to have the character looking off to the side, what you want to do is you want to set that line up off on the side like that. If the character is looking up, then you set up your eye line here. Whereas if the character is looking down and to the left, you'd set it up like this. And just to show you how that would work is if this was the seal, you know that the nose is right on that intersecting point, right? So the nose is going to be here, right? And you know that the mouth is going to start on that line. The eye is going to be here. The other eye is going to be here. Maybe the character is looking up. That. Whereas this one here, you have the nose again right on that center point, that intersection right there. You have eye here, your eye here. And so if the character is looking down, those blue guides really help you create the composition of the face.
So Jamie, maybe while they're sketching, yeah, Hazel, he's really good at drawing, and I was going to ask him two questions.
Sure.
When did you get interested in learning to be a cartoon artist? And second, what did you need to do in school so that you could be a cartoon artist?
So when I was probably your age, the age of the students right now, I grew up reading a lot of comic books. I loved Spider-Man comics. I loved Saturday morning cartoons. I really looked forward to watching cartoons at lunchtime when I used to go home for lunch. I used to be able to go and watch different types of cartoons that were on, and yeah, I always loved drawing. I always had pencils and paper around, and I drew as much as I could. Um, I went through when I went through high school, took as many art classes as possible, and when I decided to go to university, and I went to the University of Ottawa, where I did a degree in art history, which is a little bit different than cartoon animation. And I also did a Bachelor of Fine Arts at University of Ottawa. Um, and then lucky for me that like animation started to change a lot in the 90s. So a lot of traditional animation like Lion King and Little Mermaid, that kind of stuff was going out of um, the public really wanted everything to go 3D, and there was a lot of need for 3D animation. And what happened is a lot of the traditional animation started to die off, unfortunately. And then in the 2000s, what happened was something called streaming content like Netflix came out. And as soon as you had streaming services dominating what you can, how people are going to consume media, what happened was a lot of people started going back to 2D, and there's so many different jobs in that area right now. So I run a program in Winnipeg, and we have around 1,300 students taking it right now. And what we're doing is we're teaching them how to get ready for a career in animation or film. So I haven't done a lot of art on my own anymore because it's been around 20 years of teaching, and I love spending time and just drawing with students, because the one thing that I've noticed is that not a lot of students are drawing on paper anymore. And I think it's really important that people get back to paper, because it's a lot easier to draw on it. And I know a lot of people love drawing on iPads, and that's great. But there's still something, it's really important that you work on paper and get your ideas out. I find you tend to be a little bit more loose and on paper than you would be on a digital technology, and always treat it as if it's a growing process. Like, no one's perfect, no art is perfect, and you have to realize that you have your own style that's starting to take that's starting to become your own platform. And, like, no one.
Jamie, Josh, sorry to interrupt. Josh wants to show you his body.
Okay. Yes. Let's see. Josh.
Hang on. There we go.
Oh, I love it. That's fabulous.
Good job, Josh.
Good job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sigrid wants to know, is there a good app to practice this type of art on an iPad?
There are. Okay, so on the iPad, there's an app. I think the best one out there is called Procreate, and it's Pro and then Create, and I don't know. I think it's a paid app though. That's the downside of that one. But Adobe has one that is free, and I think it's called Adobe Sketch or Adobe Draw, and that's free. And it's as good, and they all do time lapse as well, which is kind of nice. So you can time lapse your whole drawing process. Any other questions?
Everyone's happy.
Happy.
Drawing. Like we keep saying to Colleen, and many of our students at Connected North at Home say that it's like the best part of their day when they get to draw, because they feel that they're just able to create something while they're at home. And I know many of the students have a gallery on their fridge and of their work from Connected North at Home. So
nice.
Yeah, and they've shared it with us. So we're going to show them how to do that in a little while.
Okay.
We could do it now, Mally. I can pull it up.
Oh, aren't you drawing?
Oh, I'm done my drawing. There we go. Okay, can everybody see my screen?
We can.
To share your drawing, you just need to take a picture of it with your parent's phone or your iPad and email it to themselves. And then you're going to go to the website, Connected North at Home. Just go all the way down to the bottom of the screen. And you're going to put your name. You don't have to put your last name, just your name, your email address. And then here where it says choose file, it's going to go find that file on your computer after your parents have opened their email to download the picture you sent. And then you can type us a little message and send it. And as soon as we get those pictures, we usually forward them straight off to the artist.
I would love to see your drawings.
And we will answer your email as well. So yeah, we love to see your work and hear from you guys.
I think Conrad wanted to share his drawing. If he's
I'd love to see it.
still in here, let me just see if I can find him, and we'll try and get him to share his screen. I don't often see stuff when it comes up. Oh, there's Conrad. Okay, I'm going to make you a panelist, Conrad. It'll let you know if you're able to enable your camera. Doesn't look like you have a camera right now, but you can, if you're on a tablet. You want to share yours? Oh, I see a video camera coming up.
Oh, that looks fabulous. Can you move it a little bit closer, Conrad, for me, please? Oh, that looks, oh, fabulous. Way to go. You should be teaching this class. That looks great. Good job.
Wow. Awesome.
And we've done a few sessions on animal adaptations with the Alaska Sea Life Center and with the Toledo Zoo. So, you know, the students know that seals have a really fat underblubber, which is why polar bears like them. Oh, and with Polar Bears International, which is why polar bears love them so much. And that there's different kinds of seals and sea lions. There's a difference between seals and sea lions. One of them has ears, the other one doesn't.
Oh.
So we've done a lot of learning about animals and their adaptations. So it's always good to be able to have that illustration. I'm almost ready to share.
Oh, let's see.
Well, not quite. I in my head, I'm singing the song Elton John's Gray Seal.
So Evan and I did some research, and we took a look to see what a seal's tail looks like. And the picture we saw looked something like this. So
I don't. Would you be able to make my screen a little larger so I can see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now. So we looked it up and had a look, and it looks sort of like this. I don't know if, I'm sure Jamie could do a better one than me, but we added a tail to our seal.
Yeah. Like three little, almost like a clover, right? Look what I have going on right
now. Yeah, it almost looks like we did a manatee session.
Yeah.
And it almost looks like a manatee tail, but with a few more little, like, scallops in it.
Cool. And here's mine. I was going to maybe put him on.
Oh, that looks fabulous.
It's the first time I've had a chance to draw along with you guys when we're.
That looks great. And the great thing about animated characters and cartoony type characters is that you can exaggerate things, right? And that's really important that you exaggerate just to get the feel of what that character is like. You know by looking at this character, it's going to be a very loving type of character. So feel free to exaggerate the size of the eyes and the size of the feet and the tails if it's necessary. If it's a large animal that's tripping all the time, maybe you make the fins a little bit smaller. How much more time do we have left?
only about 3 minutes.
Okay.
But Josh, would you like to come back and maybe either do another character or show the students how to make that character move?
You mean Jamie? Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I would love to. Yeah. Yeah. If we, all we would need for another activity would be maybe like a little Post-it note stack. That would work really well. Or just multiple sheets of paper. Like you could take a stack of, I'm just going to move this over here. Use my camera for a minute. You can always take like a stack of printer paper and then fold it in half, and that would be able to give you some type of a flipbook. See, come on. I want to refocus, so I bring it up. It didn't like what I did there with the with the paper. Let me try that one more time. There we go. Yeah, I would love to. Notice I'm just doing cross-hatching here to give it a little bit of shade. So to cross-hatch, what you do is you do hatching, which is just a series of lines that are roughly the same thickness and going in the same direction. And to make it look like it's darker, you just hatch again, but in a different angle. Right, just like that. So I added a little bit of cross-hatching down here along the bottom. And makes it look like the seal is lying there, maybe on the ice. And then don't forget to sign it. You should sign it and date it. And put your little signature. And today is April 9th, 2020. Any last questions before we conclude?
There was a question earlier that you said that you've been drawing for many years. If you were going to, I think maybe they're secretly trying to find out your age. I don't know how many years.
I have been drawing for at least 40, I'm going to say 45 years. And what I tell my students is that I really want them to have a sketchbook with them, even like a little pocket sketchbook, and I want them drawing at least 15 to 20 minutes a day. That's the only way that you're going to really see a progression in your art style. You need to just practice. Just sketch every day. Look out your window. Look at something in a different way. Sometimes what I like to do, and I've done this activity with students many times, is actually like if you stand up and you look upside down at something, it really flips the way that you look at things. Sometimes you draw, like if you had an apple in front of you, I told you to draw this apple, you may not draw what you're seeing, you're probably drawing what you're thinking of. So sometimes.
Now there's Anna L's drawing for you, Jamie, to look at.
That looks fabulous. Good job. Thank you for sharing.
I think its name is Oscar.
Oscar, awesome.
Oscar. Conrad says he draws till 1 a.m, which is amazing. And we would love you guys to send these to us, please. And we'll send them off to Jamie and Colleen, and I know it will make their day. And
yes, absolutely will.
Absolutely. And we will ask or invite Jamie to come back and do a little animation, or if you want to do another animal, let us know that as well. And we will say goodbye. We just need a little time before our next session. But thank you so much, Jamie. That was absolutely fabulous. You're a great teacher. No wonder your students are so successful.
Well, sometimes they listen. I think it's what really is going to make a difference in your life is just drawing, right? Just draw all the time. Have paper and pencils around all the time, and just sketch.
Sounds like my kind of job.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone.
Here, I got a picture. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.